Sainty squad, sir. I praise God for you, sir. Your reasons at dinner were sharp and sententious, pleasant without scurrility, witty without affection, audacious without impudency, learned without opinion, and strange without heresy. I did meet this quondam day with a companion of the king, who is intituled, nominated, or called Don Adriano de Amado.
Novae hominum tanquam te. His humour is lofty, his discourse peremptory, his tongue filed, his eye ambitious, his gait majestical. His general behaviour is vain, ridiculous, and plasonical. He's too fixed, too spruce, too affected, too odd, as it were, too peregrinate.
A very sharp epithet, peregrinate.
He draweth the thread of his verbosity finer than the state of his argument. I abhor such fanatical pantasimes, such rackers of orthography, as to speak doubt. Fine, when he should say doublet. Det, when he should pronounce debit, D-E-B-T, not D-E-T. He clappeth a calf, cough, half, horf, neighbour, vocator, never, nay, abbreviated, ne. This is abominable, which he would call abominable. It insinuateth me of insany, nay, intelligus domine, to make frantic, lunatic.
Laus Deo, bone intelligio.
Bone for bene. Oh, it was a little scratched. Twill serve.
Videsde quis venit,
Video et gaudeo.
Tira!
Hey, tira not sirrah.
Men of peace, well encountered.
Most military sir, salutation.
It's a great feast of the languages, and it's stolen the scrap.
They've lived long on the arms basket of words. I marvel thy master hasn't eaten thee for a word, for thou art not so long in the head as honorificabilitudini taticus. Thou art easier to swallow than a snapdragon.
Peace. Game begins.
Monsieur, are you not lettered?
Yes. Teaches boys the spelling book.
And I had but one penny in the world, I should give it to thee to buy gingerbread. Hold! I have the very remuneration that your master gave to me. Thou halfpenny purse of wit, thou pigeon's egg of discretion. And the heavens were glad enough that thou wert not my bastard. What a wonderful father you would make me. There, go. Thou hast it at thy fingertips, ad dunghill, as they say.
I spell false Latin, dunghill for unworm.
Artsman perambulate. We will be single from the barbarous. Do you not educate youth at the church house on the top of the mountain?
Or Mons, the hill.
At your sweet pleasure for the mountain.
I do. Sam's question.
Sir, is the king's most sweet pleasure and affection to congratulate the princess at her pavilion in the posteriors of this day, which the rude multitude call the afternoon?
The posterior of the day, most generous sir, is liable, congruent, and measurable for the afternoon. The word is well culled, choice, sweet, and apt. I do assure you, sir. I do assure.
Sir, The king is a noble gentleman, and my familiar, I do assure ye, very good friend. For what it is inward between us, let it pass. I do beseech thee, remember thy courtesy. I beseech thee, apparel thy head, but let that pass. For I must tell thee, it will please his grace, by the will, sometime to lean upon my poor shoulder, and with his royal finger thus dally with my excrement, with my mustachio, but let that pass. By the will, I recount no fable, some certain special honours it pleaseth his greatness to impart to Armado, a soldier, a man of travel, that hath seen the world. But let that pass. The very all in all is, but, sweetheart, I do implore secrecy. Shh. That the king will have me present the princess, sweet Chuck, some delightful ostentation, or show, or pageant, or antique, or firework. Now, understanding that the curate, as your sweet self, are good at such eruptions and sudden breaking out of mirth, as it were, I have acquainted you withal to this end to crave your assistance.
Sir, you shall present before her the 9 worthies.
Where will you find men worthy enough to present them?
Joshua yourself, myself, Judas Maccabeus, and this gallant gentleman, Hector. The swain, because of his great limb or joint, to pass Pompey the Great. The page, Hercules.
Pardon, sir. Error. He's not quantity enough for that worthy's thumb. He's not so big as the M of his club.
Shall I have audience? He shall present Hercules in minority. His enter and exit shall be strangling a snake, but I shall have an apology for that purpose.
An excellent device. And if the audience should hiss, you may cry, "Well done, Hercules! Now thou crushest the snake."
For the rest of the worthies,
Well, I will play it through myself.
Thrice worthy, gentlemen.
shall I tell you a thing?
We attend.
We will have, if this serves not, a mask or a pageant. I beseech you, follow.
Via! Woodlandell, thou hast spoken no word all this while.
Nor understood neither, sir.
Come thee on, we will employ thee.
I'll make one in a dance or so, or I'll play on the tabor to the worthies and let them dance the hay.
Most dull. Honest dull. To sport. Away.
Sweethearts, we shall be rich ere we depart. Bearings come thus plentifully in. A lady walled about with diamonds. Look you what I have from the loving king.
Oh, madam, came nothing else along with that?
Nothing but this. Yes, as much love in rhyme as would be crammed up on a sheet of paper, writ o' both sides of the leaf, margin and all, so that he pressed his seal on Cupid's name.
Well, that were the way to make his god head grow. He hath been 5,000 years a boy.
Aye, and a shrewd unhappy archer too.
Well, you'll never be friends with Cupid. He killed your sister.
Love made her melancholy, sad and heavy, so she died. Had she been light, like you, of such a merry, nimble, stirring spirit, she might have been a grandam ere she died. And so may you, for a light heart lives long.
What's your dark meaning, Mouse, of this light word?
A light condition and a beauty dark.
Well, we need more light to find your meaning out.
You'll mar the light by taking it in shade. Therefore I darkly end the argument.
Look what you do. You do it still in the dark.
So do not you, for you're a light wench.
Well, indeed I weigh not you, and therefore light.
You weigh me not, but that's you care not for me.
Well, and great reason, for past cure is still past care.
Well bandied both, a set of wit well played. But Rosaline, you have a favour too. Who sent it and what is it?
I would you knew, and if my face were but as fair as yours, my favour were as great. We witness this. Nay, I have verses too, I thank Barone. The number's true, and were the numbering too. I were the fairest goddess on the ground. I am compared to 20,000 fairs. Oh, you have drawn my picture in this letter.
Anything like?
Much in the letters, nothing in the praise.
Beautiful as ink, a good conclusion. But, Catherine, what was sent to you from fair domain?
Madam, this glove.
Did he not send you twain?
Yes, madam, and moreover, some 1,000 verses of a faithful lover. A huge translation of hypocrisy. Vilely compiled, profound simplicity.
This and these pearls can be sent longer than.
Oh.
The letter is too long by
I think no less. Dost thou not wish in heart the chain were longer and the letter short?
Aye, why with these hands might never part.
We are wise girls to mock our lovers
Well,
so.
they are worse fools to purchase mocking so. That same Barone I'll torture ere I go. But I knew he were but in by the week. I would make him fawn and beg and seek, and wait the season and observe the times, and spend his prodigal wits in bootless rhymes, and shape his service wholly to my hest, and make him proud to make me proud that jest. So pertinent like would I owe sway his state, that he should be my fool and I his fate.
None are so surely caught when they are catched as wit turned fool. Folly in wisdom hatch hath wisdom's warrant and help of school, and wit's own grace to grace a learned fool.
Well, the blood of youth burns not with such excess as gravity's revolt to wantonness.
Folly in fools bears not so strong a note as foolery in the wise, when wit doth dote. Since all the power thereof it doth apply to prove by wit, worth in simplicity.
Here comes Boyet, and mirth is in his face.
I am stabbed with laughter.
Like news, Boyet.
Prepare, madam, prepare. Arm, wenches, arm. Encounters mounted are against your peace. Laughter approach, disguised. Armed in arguments, you'll be surprised. Muster your wits, stand in your own defence, or hide your heads like cowards and fly hence.
Saint Dennis to Saint Cupid, what are they that charge their breath against us? Say, Scout, say.
Under the cool shade of a sycamore, I thought to close mine eyes some half an hour, when, lo, to interrupt my purposed rest, toward that shade I might behold addressed the king and his companions. Warily, I stole into a neighbouring thicket by, where I overheard what you shall overhear, that by and by, disguised, they will be here. Their herald is a pretty knavish page, who well by heart hath learnt his embassage. Action and accent did they teach him there. Thus must thou speak, and thus thy body bear. For ever and anon there was a doubt that presence majestical would put him out. For, quoth the king, an angel shalt thou see, yet fear not thou, but speak audaciously. The boy replied, an angel is not evil. I should have feared her had she been a devil. With that all laughed and clapped him on the shoulder, making the bold wag with their laughter bolder. One rubbed his elbow thus, and fleered and swore a better speech was never spoke before. Another, with his finger and his thumb, cried, we'll do it, come what will come. The third he capered and cried, all goes well. The fourth turned on the toe, and down he fell. With that they all did tumble on the ground, with such a zealous laughter so profound, that in this manner ridicule appears to check their folly. Passion's silent tears.
But what come they to visit us?
They do, and our apparel thus, like Muscovites, or Russians, as I guess. Their purpose is to court, to parlour, dance, and every one his love suit will advance unto his several mistress, which they'll know by favours several which they did bestow.
And will they so? The gallant shall be tasked, for ladies we shall every one be masked, and not a man of them will have the grace, despite of suit, to see a lady's face. Hold, Rosaline, this favour thou shalt wear, and then the king will court thee for his dear. Hold, take thou this, my sweet, and give me thine, so shall Barone take me for Rosaline. And change your favours too, so shall your loves woo contrary, deceived by these removes.
Come on then, where the favour's most in sight.
But in this changing, what is your intent?
The effect of my intent is to cross theirs. They do it but in mocking merriment, and mock for mock is only my intent. The several counsels that they unbosom shall to loves mistook, and so be mocked with all upon the next occasion that we meet, with visages displayed to talk and greet.
But should we dance if they desire to it?
No, to the death we will not move a foot, nor to their penned speech render we no grace. For while each is spoke, each turn away her face.
Why, that contempt will kill the speaker's heart and quite divorce his memory from his part.
Therefore I do it, and I make no doubt the rest will ne'er come in if he be out. There's no such sport as sport by sport o'erthrown, to make theirs ours, and ours none but our own. So shall we stay, mocking intended game, and they, well mocked, depart away with shame.
The mask has come.
All hail the richest beauties on the earth.
Beauties no richer than rich taffeta.
A holy parcel of the fairest dames that ever turned their backs on mortal views.
Their eyes, villain, their eyes.
That ever turned their eyes on mortal views. Out.
True, out indeed.
Out of your favours, heavenly spirits, vouchsafe not to behold.
Once to behold, rogue.
Once to behold, with your sunbeamed eyes, with your sunbeamed eyes.
They'll never answer to that epithet. You were better to try daughter-beamed eyes.
They do not mark me, and it brings me out.
Is this your perfectness? Begone, you rogue!
What with these strangers? Know their minds, boyette. If they do speak our language, 'tis our will that some plain man recount their purposes. Know what they would.
What would you with the princess?
Nothing but a peace and a gentle visitation.
What would they, say they?
Nothing but a peace and gentle visitation.
Why, that they have, and bid them so gone.
She says you have it and you may be gone.
Say to her, we have measured many miles with her to trade a measure with her on this grass.
They say they have measured many a mile to tread a measure with you on this grass.
That is not so. Ask them how many inches is in 1 mile. If they have measured many, the measure then of one is easily told.
If to come hither you have measured miles, and many miles, the princess bids you tell how many inches doth fill up 1 mile.
Tell her, we number them with very steps.
She hears herself.
How many weary steps of the many weary miles you have overgone are numbered in the travel of 1 mile?
We number nothing that we measure for you. Our duty is so rich, so infinite, we may do it without a count. Vouchsafe to show the sunshine of your face, that we like savages may worship it.
Well, my face is but a moon, And clouded too.
Blessed are clouds to do as such clouds do. Vouchsafe, bright moon, and these thy stars to shine those clouds removed upon our watery eyne.
Oh, vain petitioner, beg a greater matter. Thou now requestest but moonshine in the water.
Then in our measure do but vouchsafe one change. Thou biddest me beg, this begging is not strange. Play music then.
Oh, not yet. No dance. Thus change I like the moon.
Will he not dance? How come you thus estranged?
You took the moon at full, but now she's changed.
Yet still she is the moon and I the man.
Since you are strangers and come here by chance, will not be nice. Take hands. We will not dance.
Why take me hands then?
Only to part friends. Curtsy, sweetheart. And so the measure ends.
More measure of this measure being not nice.
We can afford no more at such a price.
Prize you yourselves, what buys your company?
Your absence only.
Oh, that can never be.
Then cannot we be bought? And so adieu, twice to your visor, and half once to you.
If you do not to dance, let's hold more chat.
In private then.
I will be best pleased with that.
Dark-handed mistress, one sweet word with thee.
Honey and milk and sugar. There is 3.
One word in private.
Let it not be sweet.
Thou grievest my gall.
Gall bitter.
For me.
Will you vouchsafe with me to change a word?
Name it.
Fair lady.
Say you so. Fair lord. Take that for your fair lady.
Please, it's you! As much in private than I'll be the Jew.
What was your visit made without a tongue?
I know the reason, lady, why you ask.
Oh, for your reason, quickly, sir, I long.
You have a double tongue within your mask and would afford my speechless with that half.
Veal is half your mask. Is veal not a calf?
A calf, fair lady?
No, a fair lord calf.
Let's part the word.
No, I'll not be your half. Take all and wean it, it may prove an ox.
Look how you butt yourself in these sharp knocks. Will you give horns chase, lady? Do not so.
Then die calf before your horns do grow.
One word in private with you. I die.
Bleat softly then, the butcher hears you cry.
The tongues of mocking wenches are as keen as is the razor's edge invisible, cutting a smaller hair than may be seen above the sense of sense. So sensible seemeth their conference, their conceits have wings, fleeter than arrows, bullets, wind, thought, swifter things.
Not one word more, my maids. Break up, break up.
Oh, by heaven, or did I beat him with pure scoff?
Farewell, mad wenches, you have simple wits.
20 adieus, my frozen Muscovites. These, the breed of wit so wondered at.
Tapers they are, with your sweet breaths puffed out.
Well-covered wits they have, gross, gross, fat, fat.
Poverty in wit, kingly poor flout. Will they not think you hang themselves tonight or ever but in this and show their faces? This pert Baron was out of countenance quite.
They were all in lamentable cases. The king was weeping ripe for a good word.
And quick Baron did swear himself out of all suit.
Domain was at my service, and his sword. No point, quoth I. My servant straight was mute.
Lord Longville said I came o'er his heart. And show you what he called me?
Calf, perhaps.
Yes, it would remain.
Or better wits have worn plain dancer's cap. But will you hear? The king is my love sworn.
And Baron had plighted all faith to me.
Longueville was for my service born.
The domain is mine, as sure as bark on tree.
Madam and pretty mistresses give ear. Immediately they will again be here, and in their own shapes, for it can never be they will swallow this harsh indignity.
Will they return?
They will, and leap for joy, although they are lame with blows. Therefore change favours, and when they retire, blow like sweet roses in this summer air.
How blow? How blow? Speak to be understood.
Fair ladies masked are roses in the bud. Demasked, their damask sweet commixture shown, are angels lowering clouds, or roses blown.
Want, perplexity. What shall we do if they return in their own shapes to woo?
Good madam, if by me you'll be advised, let's mock them still as well known as disguised. Let us complain to them what fools were here, disguised like musculates in shapeless gear, and wonder what they were and to what end their shallow shows and prologues vilely penned, and that rough carriage so ridiculous should be presented at our tent to us.
Ladies withdraw, the gallants are at hand.
Whip to our tents as dear run over the land.
There, sir, God save you. Where's the princess?
Gone to her tent. Please, your majesty, commanding any service to her thither?
That she vouchsafe me an audience for one word.
I will, and so will she, I know, my lord.
This fellow pecks at wit as pigeons pease, and utters again when God doth please. He is wit's peddler, and retails his wares at winks and wassails, meetings, markets, fairs, and we that sell by gross, the Lord doth know, have not the grace to grace it with such a show. This is the ape of form, Monsieur the Nice, and when he chides at tables, chides the dice in honourable terms. Nay, he can sing around most meanly, and in ushering mend him who can. This is the flower that smiles on everyone to show his teeth as white as whale's bone, and consciences that do die to give him his debt pay up the Jews to honey-tongued Goyet.
Blister on his sweet tongue that put a martyr's page out of his part.
Oh, see where it comes. Behaviour, what wert thou when they showed him his hand? And what art thou now?
All hail, sweet madam, in fair time of day.
Fair in all hail is foul, as I can see.
Construe my speeches better, if you may.
Then wish me better, I will give you leave.
We came to visit you in purpose now to lead you to our court. Vouchsafe it then.
This field shall hold me, and so hold your vow. Nor God nor I delights in perjured men.
Rebuke me not that which you provoke. The virtue of your eye doth break my oath.
You nickname virtue. Vice you should have spoke, for virtue's office never breaks men's troth. Now, by my maiden honour, yet as pure as the unsullied lily, I protest. A world of torments though I should endure, I would not yield to be your house's guest. So much I hate a breaking cause to be of heavenly oaths, vowed with integrity.
Oh, you have lived in desolation here, unseen, unvisited, much to our shame.
Not so, my lord, it is not so, I swear. We have had pastimes here and pleasant game. A mess of Russians left us but of late.
How, madam? Russians?
Aye, good my lord, trim gallants full of courtship and of state.
Madam, speak true, it is not so, my lord. My lady, to the manner of the days, in courtesy gives undeserving praise. Indeed, we four confronted well with foreign Russian habit, and here they stayed an hour and talked apace, and in that hour, my lord, they did not bless us with one happy word. I dare not call them fools, but this I think, when they are thirsty, fools would fain have drink.
This jest is dry to me. Fair, gentle, sweet, your wit makes wise things foolish. Your capacity is of that nature to your huge store, where wise things seem foolish, rich things but poor.
This proves you wise and rich, for in mine eye thou
I am a fool, and full of poverty.
that you take what doth to you belong. It were a fault to steal the words from my tongue.
Oh, I am yours and all that I possess.
Oh, all the full mine.
I cannot give you less.
Which of the vizards was it that you wore?
Where? When? What vizard? Why demand you this?
There, them, that vizard, that superfluous case which hid the worst and showed the better face.
We are descried, or mock us now downright.
Let us confess and turn it to a jest.
Amazed, my lord? Why looks your highness sad?
Oh, help, hold his brow, he'll swoon. Why look you so pale? Seasick, I think, coming from Muscovy.
Let's pull the stars down plagues for perjury. Can any face of brass hold longer out? Here stand I, lady. Dart thy skill at me. Bruise me with scorn, confound me with a flout. Thrust thy wit quite through my ignorance. Cut me to pieces with thy keen conceit. And I will never more wish thee to dance, nor never more in Russian habits wait, nor trust to speeches penned, nor to the motion of a schoolboy's tongue. Nor never come in vizard to a friend, nor woo like a blind harper's song. Taffeta phrases, silken terms precise, three-piled hyperbole, spruce affectation, figures pedantical. These summer flies have blown me full of maggot ostentation, and I do forswear them. Henceforth, my wooing mind shall be expressed in honest yeas and russet kersey noes. And so to begin, God help me, love. My love to thee is sound, sans crack or flaw.
Well, sans, I pray you.
Yet I have a trick of the old rage. Bear with me. Right, Lord have mercy on us. They are sick. They caught the plague of your eyes. They are infected. But you are not free. For the Lord's tokens on you do I see.
No, they are free that gave these tokens to us.
Seek not to undo us.
This is not so. For how can this be true, that you stand forfeit, being those that sue?
Peace, or I have none to do with you.
Nor shall not if I do as I intend.
Speak for yourselves. My wit is at an end.
Teach us, sweet madam, for our rude transgression some fair excuse.
The fairest is confession. Were not you here, but even now disguised?
Madam, I was.
And were you well advised?
I was, madam.
When you then were here, what did you whisper in your lady's ear?
That more than all the world I did respect her.
For when she shall challenge this, you will reject her.
Oh, upon mine honour, no.
Peace, peace, forbear. Your oath once broke, you force not to forswear.
Despise when I break this oath of mine.
I will, and therefore keep it. Rosaline, what did the Russian whisper in your ear?
Madam, he swore that he did hold me dear as precious eyesight, and did value me above this world, adding thereto moreover that he would wed me, or else die my lover.
God give thee joy of him! The noble lord doth most honourably unhold his word.
How mean ye, madam? By my life, my troth, I never swore this lady such an oath.
By heaven you did, and to confirm it plain, you gave me this. But take it, sir, again.
My faith in this the princess I did give. I knew her by the jewel in her sleeve.
Pardon me, this jewel did she wear? And Baron, I thank him, is my dear. What, will you have me, or your pearl again?
Neither have either. I remit both twain. I see the trick of it. Here was a consent, knowing aforehand of our merriment, to dash it like a Christmas comedy. Some carry tale, some pleased man, some slight zany, some mumble news, some trencher knight, some dick that smiles his cheek and knows the trick to make my lady laugh when she's disposed. told of our intents before, and once disclosed, the ladies did change their favours. And we, following the signs, wooed but the sign of she. And might not you forestall our sport again, and make us thus forsworn again? You put our page out. Go. You're allowed. Die when you will. A smock shall be your shroud. Oh, you leer upon me, do you? There's an eye that wounds like a leaden sword.
Full merrily hath this brave manage this career been run.
Lo, he is to distract. Peace, I am done. Welcome, pure wit. Thou partest the foul fray.
Oh, Lord, they would know whether the three worthies are to come in or no.
There are three worthies in this play?
They say, but it's very fine. Every one presents three.
And 3 times thrice is 9.
Oh, not so, sir. No, under correction, sir. I hope it is not so. No, it is under correction, sir. I hope 3 times thrice is
is not 9.
No, under correction, sir. We do know what we do know. We know where until it doth amend.
By Jove, I always took 3 times thrice for 9.
Oh, sir, to pity thou got thou living by reckoning, sir.
How much is it then?
Sir, the parties themselves, the actors, they will show us where until it does amount. For my part, I am, as I understand it, to present one man in one poor man, Pompeion the Great.
Art thou one of the worthies?
Oh, they thought me worthy to be Pompeion the Great, sir. I do not know the degree of the worthy, but that I am to stand for him.
Go, bid them prepare.
We shall turn it finally off, sir. We will take some care.
They will shame us. Let them not approach.
Nay, my lord. We are shame-proof, and it is strict policy that there must be a crowd worse than the king and his company.
I say they shall not come.
Nay, let me overrule you now. That sport best pleases them that least know how, where zeal strives to content, and the content dies in the zeal of that which it presents. Their form confounded makes most form in mirth, when great things labouring perish at their birth.
A right description of our sport, my lord.
Anointed, I implore so much expense of thy royal sweet breath as will utter a brace of words.
Doth this man serve God?
Why ask you?
He speaks not like a man of God's making.
That is all one, my fair sweet honey monarch. For I protest, the schoolmaster is exceeding fantastical. Too vain, too vain. But I will put it, as they say, to fortuna de la guerra. I wish you the peace of mind, most royal couplement.
Here is like to be a good presence of worthies. He presents Hector of Troy, the swain Pompey the Great, the parish curate Alexander, Amado's page Hercules, the pedant Judaeus Maccabeus, and if these 4 worthies in their first show thrive, these 4 will change habits and present the other 5.
Well, there are 5 in the first scene.
You're deceived, it's not so.
The pedant, the braggart, the hedge priest, the fool, and the boy. And the world could not pick out such a fine crew.
She said,
take each his vein.
Here she come amain.
I, Pompey, Ham.
You lie. You are not he.
I, Pompey, Ham. Surnamed the Big.
The Great.
Great. Yeah, it is the Great. Pompey the Great, who oft with targe and shield had set my foe to flight, and travelling down this coast, I here am come by chance to lay my arms before the legs of this sweet lass of France. If your ladyship should say, well done, thank you, Pompey, I have done.
Great thanks, great Pompey.
Oh, it was not so much worse. I hope I was perfect. I made a little fault with great.
My hat to a halfpenny. Pompey shall prove the greatest worthy.
When in the world I lived, I was the world's commander. By east, west, north, and south, I showed my conquering might. My scutcheon plain declares that I am Alexander.
Your nose says you are not, but it stands to right.
Your nose smells no most tender smelling night.
Conqueror is dismayed. Proceed, good Alexander.
When in the world I lived, I was the world's commander.
Most
But
true, 'tis so you were, so Alexander.
Pompey the Great.
Oh, your servant, sir, and Costard.
Take away the conqueror. Take away Alexander.
Oh, sir, you have overthrown Alexander the Conqueror. Conqueror, and a fear to speak. Oh, run away for shame, Alexander. Oh, you leave all. You see how it is. A foolish, mild man, an honest man, truth, but soon dashed. A marvellous good neighbour, and a very good bowler. But for Alexander, well, you see how it is. A little overstated. But there are word is coming who will speak their mind in some other sort.
Great Hercules is presented by this imp whose club killed Cerberus, that thrice-headed Canis. And when he was a babe, a child, a shrimp, thus did he strangle Cerberus. Conia he seemeth in minority, ergo I come with this apology. State in thy exit and vanish. Judas I am.
Judas!
Not Iscariot, sir. Judas I am, eclipsed Maccabeus.
Well, Judas Maccabeus clipped his plain Judas.
A kissing traitor. How art thou proved, Judas?
Judas I am.
The more shame for you, Judas.
What mean you, sir?
To make Judas hang himself.
Begin, sir, you are my elder.
Well followed, for Judas was hanged on an elder.
I will not be put out of countenance.
Because thou hast no face.
What is this?
A cistern head.
The head of a bodkin.
Death's face in a ring.
The face of an old Roman coin scarce seen. The pommel of Caesar's voucher.
The carved bone face on a flask.
St. George's half-cheek in a brooch.
Aye, and a brooch of lead.
Aye, and the cap of a tooth drawer. Well, come, sir, we have put thee in countenance.
You have put me out of countenance.
We have given you faces.
You have outfaced them all.
And thou to what a lion we would do it.
That as he is an ass, let it be gone. And so adieu, sweet Jude. Nay, why dost thou stay?
For the latter part of his name.
For the ass to Jude. Jude ass away.
This is not generous. Not gentle. Not humble.
A light for Mr. Judas. It grows dark, he may stumble.
Alas, poor Maccabeus, how he hath been baited.
Hide thy head, Achilles. Here comes Hector in arms.
This is Hector.
I think Hector were not so clean-timbered.
His leg is too big for Hector.
More calf, certain.
He's better turned in the ankle.
This cannot be Hector.
He's a god or a painter, for he makes faces.
The omnipotent Mars of Lances the Almighty gave Hector a gift.
The gilt nutmeg!
A lemon!
He's got with clothes.
Crushed!
Peace! The omnipotent Mars of Lances the Almighty gave Hector a gift, the hair of Ilion, A man so brave that certain he would fight. Yea, from morn till night, out of his pavilion. I am that flower.
That mint.
That columbine.
Peace, sweet Lord Longueville, rein thy tongue.
I must rather give it than rain, for it runs against Hector.
Ah, and Hector's a greyhound.
This sweet war man is dead and rotten. Sweet Chuck with not the bonds of the buried. When he breathed, he was a man. But I will forward with my device. Sweet Majesty, bestow on me the sense of hearing.
Speak, brave Hector. We will be much delighted.
I do adore the sweet grey slipper.
Loves her by the foot.
He may not by the yard.
This Hector far
The party's gone, fellow Hector. She's gone. She's 2 months away.
What meanest thou?
Faith, if thou do not play the honest Trojan, the wench will be cast away. She's quick. The child brags in her belly already. It is yours.
Dost thou infamomize me among potentates? Thou shalt die!
So Hector will be whipped for Jacanetta that is quick by him, and hanged for Pompey who is dead by him.
Most rare Pompey.
Renowned Pompey!
Pompey the Great! Greater than great Pompey! Pompey the Huge!
Hector tremble!
Come on, sir, stir them on, stir them on!
Hector will challenge him!
By the North Pole, I do challenge thee!
I will not fight with a pole like a northern man. I will slash. I will do it with a sword. I be praying. I'll take up my arms again.
Room for the incensed worthies. Room.
I will do it in my shirt.
Most resolute Pompey.
Master, let me take you a buttonhole lower. Do you not see Pompey is uncasing for the combat? What mean you? You will lose your reputation.
Gentlemen and soldiers, I will not combat in my shirt.
You may not deny it. Pompey hath made the challenge.
Sweet bloods, I both may and will.
What's your reason for it?
The naked truth of it is, I have no shirt. I got woolwork for penance.
True, and he was enjoined in Rome for want of linen, since when he hath worn, I'll be sworn, nothing but a dishclout of Jaquenettas, and that wears next his heart as a favour.
God save you, madam.
Welcome, Mercade. But thou that interrupts our merriment.
I am sorry, madam, for the news I bring is heavy in my tongue. The king, your father...
Dead. For my life.
Even so, my tale is told.
Worthies, away. The scene begins to cloud.
For mine own part, I breathe free breath. I have seen the day of wrong through the little hole of discretion. And I will ride myself as a soldier.
How fares your majesty?
Boyette, prepare. I will await tonight.
Madam, not so. I do beseech you, stay.
Prepare, I say. I thank you, gracious lords, for all your fair endeavours, and entreat out of a new sad soul that you vouchsafe in your rich wisdom to excuse or hide the liberal opposition of our spirits. If over boldly we have borne ourselves in the converse of breath, your gentleness was guilty of it. Farewell, worthy lord. A heavy heart bears not a nimble tongue. Excuse me so coming too short of thanks for my great suit, so easily obtained.
The extreme part of time extremely forms all causes to the purpose of his speed, and often at his very loose decides that which long process could not arbitrate. And though the morning brow of progeny forbids the smiling courtesy of love, the holy suit which fain it would convince, yet since love's argument was first on foot, let not the clouds of sorrow just lit from what it purposed, since to well friends lost is not by much so wholesome profitable as to rejoice at friends but newly found.
I understand you not. My griefs are double.
Honest, plain words. best pierce the ear of grief, and by these badges understand the king. For your fair sakes have we neglected time, played foul play with our oaths. Your beauty, ladies, have much deformed our humours, even to the opposite end of our intents. And what's in us have seemed ridiculous, as love is full of unbefitting strains, all wanton as a child, skipping and vain, formed by the eye, and therefore like the eye, full of strange shapes, of habits and of forms, varying in subjects as the eye doth roll to every varied object in his glance. If in your heavenly eyes have misbecomed our oaths and gravities, then those heavenly eyes that look into these faults suggested us to make, our love being yours, the error that love makes is likewise yours. Fair ladies, you, and that in itself a sin, purifies itself and turns to grace.
We have received your letters full of love, your favours the ambassadors of love, and in our maiden council have rated them at courtship, pleasant jest and courtesy as bombast and lining to the time. But more devout in our respects have we not been, and so met your loves in their own fashion, like a merriment.
Our letters, madam, showed much more than jest.
So did our look.
We did not read them so.
Now, at the latest minute of the hour, grant us your loves.
A time, methinks, too short to make a world without end bargain in. No, no, my lord, your grace is perjured much, full of dear guiltiness, and therefore this, if for my love, as there is no such cause you will do aught, this shall you do for me. Your oath I will not trust, but go with speed to some forlorn and naked hermitage, remote from all the pleasures of this world. There stay until the 12 celestial signs have brought about the annual reckoning. If this austere, unsociable life change not your offer made in heat of blood, if frosts and fasts, hard lodging and thin robes nip not the gaudy blossoms of your love, then at the expiration of the year come challenge me by these deserts and by this virgin palm now kissing thine. I will be thine. Until that instant, shut my woeful self up in a mourning house. If this thou do deny, let our hands part, neither entitled in the other's heart.
If this or more than this I would deny, to flatter up these powers of mine with rest, the sudden hand of death close up mine eye. Hence ever, my heart is in thy breast.
But what for me, my love? But what for me? A wife.
A beard, fair health and honesty. With threefold love, I wish you all these three.
Shall I say I thank you, gentle wife?
Not so, my lord. A 12-month and a day, I'll mark no words that smooth face will say. Come when the king doth to my lady come, and if I have much love, I'll give you some.
I'll serve thee true and faithfully till then.
Yet swear not, lest ye be forsworn again.
What says Maria?
At the 12-month end, I'll change my black gown for a faithful friend.
I'll stay with patience, but the time is long.
The like you, few taller are so young.
Studies, my lady? Mistress, look on me. Behold at the window of my heart, mine eye. What humble suit attends thy answer there? Impose some service on me for thy love.
Oft I have heard of you, my lord Barone, before I saw you, and the world's large tongue proclaims you for a man replete with mocks. full of comparisons and wounding flouts, which you on all estates will execute that lie within the mercy of your wit. To weed this wormwood from your fruitful brain, and therewithal to win me, if you please, without the which I'm not to be won, you shall, this 12-month term, from day to day, visit the speechless sick, and still converse with groaning wretches, and your task shall be, with all the fierce endeavour of your wit, to enforce the pained impotent to smile.
To move wild laughter in the throat of death. It is impossible. It cannot be. Mirth cannot move a soul in agony.
Why, that's the way to choke a jibing spirit, whose influence is begot of that loose grace that shallow laughing hearers give to fools. A jest prosperity lies in the ear of him that hears it, never in the tongue of him that makes it. Then, if sickly ears, deaf with the clamour of their own dear groans, will hear your idle scorns, continue then, and I shall have you in that fault withal. But, if they will not, cast away that spirit, and I shall find you empty of that fault, right joyful of your reformation.
12 month. Well, before what will befall? I'll jest them 12 month in the hospital.
Aye, good my lord, and so I take my leave.
No, madam. We will bring you on your way.
Our wooing doth not end like an old play. Jack hath not Jill. These ladies' courtesy might well have made our sport a comedy.
Come, sir. It wants a 12th and a day, then 'twill end.
That's too long for a play.
Sweet Majesty, vouchsafe me.
Was not that Hector?
The worthy knight of Troy.
I will kiss thy royal finger and take leave. I am a votary. I have vowed to Jaqueneta to hold the plough for her sweet love for 3 years. But, most esteemed greatness, will you hear the dialogue that the two learned men have compiled in praise of the owl and the cuckoo? It should have followed in the end of our show.
We will do so. Call them forth quickly.
Hola, approach. This side is Heinz, winter. This there, the spring. The one is maintained by the owl, the other by the cuckoo. There, begin.
Was daisies pied and violets blue, and ladies' marks all silver white, and cuckoo birds of yellow hue do paint the meadows with delight. The cuckoo on every tree mocks married men, for thus sings he, cuckoo, a word of fear, unpleasing to the married ear. Was shepherds pipe on earthen straw, and merry larks the ploughman's clocks, and turtles tread and rooks, and doors and maidens bleed the summer smocks. The cuckoo on every tree mocks married men, for thus sings he, cuckoo, a word of fear, unpleasing to the married ear.
When icicles hang by the wall, and Dick the shepherd blows his nail, and Tom bears logs into the hall, and milk comes frozen home in pail. When blood is nipped and ways be foul, then nightly sings the staring owl, to wit, to woo a merry note, while greasy Joan doth heel the pot. When all aloud the wind doth blow, and coughing drowns the parson's saw, and birds sit brooding in the snow, and Marian's nose is red and raw. When roasted crabs hiss in the bowl, Then nightly sings the staring owl. To it, a merry note, while greasy Joan doth kill the pots.
The words of Mercury are harsh after the songs of Apollo. You that way, we this way.